Hi guys, John Stockley here from CVM Cymru. We're in week 48 now of the 52 Men of the Bible video series, drawing to the end of this sequence throughout 2022. Hope it's been an encouragement for you, an inspiration for you. And talking about encouragement, this week we're looking at a guy called Barnabas. Barnabas is known for his encouraging words, positive words, actions, and just being that guy who brought energy and encouragement to the team around him. So grab your Bibles, turn to the book of Acts, and just skim through it from chapter 4 onwards. There's loads of mentions of Barnabas, and we'll come back in a couple of minutes and take a look at what we can learn from him. Okay guys, so if you're watching this video at the time it's been posted or in the days afterwards, then you will know that this week is the week that the Welsh football team was knocked out of the World Cup in Qatar. It's our first time there for 64 years. And it's fair to say that none of the group matches went as we wanted them to, and we for the first time in a major tournament we didn't get through the group stage into the knockout stages, but it was the first time we'd been at a World Cup for 64 years, and so for us as a nation it was massive. It has been massive, and we're looking forward to where we go from here with the Welsh football team. But one of the things that I want to share around that and why I mention that is because we have a guy here in Wales called Michael Sheen. Michael Sheen is a wordsmith. He has a resonant voice, in many ways similar to a Richard Burton or an Anthony Hopkins. You know, it's that kind of deep Welsh accent, and great to hear it, great to be inspired by it. And in the build-up to this amazing moment, after 64 years of never being at a World Cup, Michael Sheen was becoming known for his amazing words of encouragement to the Welsh football team. And you can go onto YouTube and you can listen to what he said. It's "Yma o hyd, you sons of speed," and and dare you write your names on Rob's page. And it was an amazing way in which he captured the moment, the passion and the excitement of a nation, and used it to encourage the boys across there in Qatar. Those words and those videos, they'll be played many, many times in the future. I'm absolutely sure of that. This week, we're looking at a guy similarly who was encouraging, a guy who lived in tough times, not too dissimilar to ours, the early church. And it was the time of the diaspora, the spreading of Christians across the whole of the known world. And it was the moment when the church was building from very small beginnings into this major global phenomenon that God had always intended it to be. The church would be the means of reaching the world for the gospel. And at the heart of this was a guy called Barnabas. And Barnabas was a guy who didn't believe in position. He wasn't precious about his position. He wasn't trying to make a name for himself in any way whatsoever. But he was a servant of Jesus Christ, and he wanted his place in the story of the early church to be written and crafted by God himself. And God had given him a spirit of or a gifting of encouragement. And he would do that with his words. He would cheer people on. He would spur people on. But he also did it with his service in caring for those around him, wrapping his arms around those who were serving God. And he just basically served. And he did it always with a smile on his face, with a sense of, this is my place. I'm here to encourage. And he went on missionary journeys with the apostles, and he was part of all of that. But he also sold his land, sold his property for the good of the gospel, and that was massive encouragement to the early church. Guys, Barnabas was this man who knew what to say and when to say it. He knew how to build people up. He knew how to encourage them and cheer them on to greater feats. He also knew how to challenge, and he knew when to say things that needed to be said. He wasn't precious about his position. He wasn't looking to make a name for himself. For him, it really was all about Jesus. And ultimately, he was willing to give up everything, all of his property, sell it and give the proceeds to the gospel cause across the known world at that time. Guys, we are living in tough days. Let's be honest about this. Yeah, I'm a bit gutted because Wales got knocked out of the World Cup, but at the end of the day, that was just a football match. It wasn't that important in the grand scheme of things. There are layers upon which there are important things coming out of that, but we live in days when there's a cost of living crisis, or people are suffering. It's like people are dying around us. There is not a lot of hope, and people need to hear the hope of the gospel. Can we become those guys like Barnabas, who know when to give a word of encouragement, knows when to give a word of challenge? People who are not looking to make a name for themselves, but they're just wanting to be used by God to encourage and to build up and to spur on. I love those qualities and I aspire to them. I want to be that man of encouragement. We have a guy like that on our team here at CVM Cymru, and he says words of encouragement and he prays for us, and he does it with such a gentle manner and spirit. We're so grateful for him and for others who do the same. Let's be men of encouragement. Let's encourage those around us. Challenge when necessary, yes, but always wanting to give that word of encouragement. Bless you guys. Have a great week. I look forward to speaking to you in week 49 next week.